Welcome back to Taco Tuesday. You know, tacos are really a lot about improvisation, so I'm really going to improvise today. We make this ritual in our house when the first local tomatoes are harvested, and we do this gorgeous, perfect BLT sandwich with them because I think that's the way to celebrate that moment of the summer. So I'm going to show you how to do the perfect BLT, not sandwich, but the perfect BLT taco. Now that may sound crazy to you, but just go with me step by step. And if you want to put it between bread, then put it between bread, but I'm going to show you my strategy for doing a really great BLT. Okay, so the first thing you have to talk about is the mayonnaise, because to me, the mayonnaise is what's going to make it or break it. And because I like lots of flavor, I'm going to do homemade mayonnaise, and I'm going to show you how I stepped through that part. I'm going to put an egg into food processor. You can do this in a blender if you want to, but I'm going to crack an egg into the food processor. And then the next thing that you have to do is add a little bit of acid to it. Typically, a mayonnaise will be made with a little bit of vinegar, but in Mexico, they like their mayonnaises made with lime instead. So I'm going to use my Mexican lime squeezer to squeeze a half a lime in here. If you want it limier, you can add more lime than that. And now because I want it to be a little spicy as well, I'm going to cut up a serrano chili, and this actually has to be cut up. You can't throw this thing in whole or even in big pieces if you want it to get finely chopped in with all of the flavorings here. Scoop that into the food processor as well, and then a little handful of cilantro, again, for even distribution. I'm going to cut through it like that, and then scoop that into the food processor. Give it its initial seasoning of salt. We'll come back and look at it in a little bit. So we want to get that as chopped up as we possibly can. You'll see that there's still a few of those rounds of cilantro, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'm going to turn the machine on and drizzle in my oil. This is half vegetable oil and half olive oil. Now, I'm not one that likes 100% olive oil in a mayonnaise. You notice the steady stream, it's just a small stream because I want it to emulsify with the egg yolk for making this. And now I've got my cup full. I usually use 1 cup of oil to 1 egg, and that will make a nice mayonnaise. So yeah, you can just use your regular mayonnaise if you want to, but I'm telling you, if you're going to go full bore into that celebratory BLT, you're probably going to want to make your own mayonnaise and flavor it the way that you want it to be. Now, we've got the bacon. That's the next thing that we have to talk about. I've got some bacon that I've gotten crispy here, and lay those onto a paper towel to absorb any excess fat from it. You probably have your favorite bacon, so choose that. This comes from one of our local farms, made from Duroc pork and smoked on the farm. So to me, it's the best stuff because it's the stuff I love, and I love the people that raise it. So it means something to me. So that's why I will always choose that particular bacon for making this. Now, to build all of this, we've got to choose our lettuce and tomato. Tomato, we're going to pretend, I'm using a hothouse tomato here because this is going to stand in for that first harvest of the tomatoes this summer. And I'm going to slice it across into rounds, and then I'm going to slice those rounds. These are actually really beautiful tomatoes for hothouse tomatoes. I love the flavor of them. These are raised around Chicago as well. I stack the 4 of them there, cut them in half so that I can use that on my final thing. And then we've got to talk about the lettuce. Okay, so everybody's got their favorite lettuce, and mine for making a salad is romaine. But recently, another type of romaine has come onto the market, and it's called Little Gem. It's even more delicious than a romaine is. It's sweeter and it's just as crunchy, but so much more packed with flavor. So that's a little gem leaf. You can see that it looks like a little small romaine, but it's not the one that they call baby romaine. It's in between in size and offers a really, really nice crunch. So we've got a couple of those leaves there. Now I always, and this is probably not to everyone's taste, but I always put a slice of avocado on my BLTs because I think the flavor of bacon and avocado goes so well together. So I'm just going to cut the slices of avocado right out of the half of an avocado. I'm leaving the skin on it, and I'll show. I do that just because it makes it easier to move them around after during the cutting. But then you can easily just peel the skin right off of it. So if you want nice looking slices, that's a technique that you can use for that. And now we're ready to build our BLT tacos here. So I'm going to start with a couple of tortillas, laying down steaming hot tortillas. We'll put those right here. Now the first thing that I'm going to put on them is a smear of our spicy, herby mayonnaise, because this is the glue that holds the whole thing together. The next thing that I'm going to put on here is the lettuce leaf. And by the way, those of you that are into the tacos that are made in little lettuce wraps, the little gem lettuce works perfectly well for that. Then I'm going to put the slices of the tomato across. And now is the time that we're going to need to add just a little bit of salt, because you've got to season those tomatoes or they won't carry their weight. So a little salt just over the top of them like that. Then our slices of avocado will go on next. And finally, this bacon. Now, you can lay the bacon on in half pieces like that, or the way that I actually prefer to do it, because I like the bacon to be in every bite, is just to crumble this bacon up and just distribute it over the top of everything. In fact, I like that so much, I'm going to pick these two guys up and sprinkle those over in crumbled fashion as well. Now, our last little bit is to bring home those seasonings by spooning a little bit more of the mayo on the top, like that. And then I will take a couple of leaves of cilantro and just sprinkle those kind of over the top of it, like that, to reinforce that fresh herbal flavor that I like so much. And now I just have to stop talking because my mouth is watering so much that I can't wait to dig into my BLT taco.